Hi guys, welcome back. So I am here today with my May TBR for you, and it's kind of a big one as usual, but also I think what I'm going to do is divide this up into books that I am definitely planning on reading this month and books that I am hoping to read this month. Doubt I will get to everything on this list, but in case you're wondering the things that I'm definitely going to be reading and some of the things that I'm hoping to pick up this month, this will give you some idea. Maybe I'll get to everything on this list. That's unlikely, but let's go ahead and get into this. So first up, I'm going to be continuing my reread of the Witchlands series by Susan Dennard. So this month is Windwitch. I am going to be doing a buddy read of this. If you're interested in joining in, please let me know. I have quite a few booktubers who are joining in the read-along and discussing it. People generally seem to really enjoy Truthwitch, so I'm excited to get to this month. So if it's something that's been on your TBR, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to add you. I think we've got, who's joining in? I think Leanna from Leanna's Library is joining in. We've got Mara from Books Like Whoa. We've got Amanda from Amanda Venture. I don't know if that's her Instagram or her YouTube. I don't know. I'll list all of them in the video description down below. And then the story is going to be joining in as well. So we've got a lot of people who are going to be joining in reading Windwitch. So I'm really excited about this. So let me know if you're going to join in. Next month we will be reading Sight Witch to continue on with the reread. So I'm going to be reading this for sure. Another buddy read that I'm going to be doing this month is with Krista from Books and Jams and also Leanna from Leanna's Library. And I'm not sure if we'll get through this entire series, but we're at least gonna start it. So we have the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I know, I really should have read these by now. I haven't, so I'm going to be reading definitely Shadow and Bone, and then if we're able to get to them, we've got Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. So those are on my TBR for this month. Then I have one that is possibly a rollover from April if I'm not able to get to it. I have a feeling I won't get to it, or maybe I'll start it, but I definitely don't think I'm going to finish it by the end of the month. So I have Queens of Innis Lear by Tessa Gratton. This was on my April TBR. I have not started it yet. I still have a few days left, but I also have other things I need to pick up first. So hopefully I'll at least start this and then finish it early on in the month. Then I have an arc of Anger is a Gift by Oshiro. This comes out May 22nd, and I am planning to read and review it before it comes out. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be able to go to the launch event. I might, but I may have a conflicting thing, so we'll see. This I'm really looking forward to. I've heard really great things about it. It is a contemporary novel set in Oakland about a queer teen boy who's dealing with institutionalized racism and joins the modern civil rights movement. Then I have another arc that was sent to me from Doubleday Books. This is called Social Creatures by Tara Isabella Burton. This is an adult thriller. It is a debut novel. It's set in New York City. I don't really know anything else about it, but I do plan on getting to this month. And then I'm also planning on going to the launch party for this book. I'm really excited about it. I'm happy I have a finished copy. So I'm going to be reading My So-Called Bollywood Life by Nisha Sharma. This I'll be reading early on in the month because I want to read it prior to the event. But this is another debut novel, and it sounds amazing and hilarious. It's like a funny YA contemporary novel about an Indian American girl. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this one. And then another rollover from April that I do really want to get to is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. I just don't think this is going to happen by the end of the month, but I did pre-order this, and so I want to get to it sooner than later. So if I'm not able to start this by the end of this month, I plan on picking it up next month. Then I have two ebooks for review that I'm going to be reading. The first one is called Ruthless Magic by Crewe. This one comes out on May 30th, and it sounds really cool. So this is a YA fantasy novel, and the blurb says that it combines the magic of Harry Potter with the ferocity of Hunger Games and some romance thrown in, so all of those things sound really fun. I will be reviewing that. And then finally, the other thing I'm definitely planning on getting to this month is a book called Malfunction by JE Purrazzi. She reached out to me because my friend Lauren at the Novel Lush has read and reviewed her books and really loved them. She's an independent author who reached out to me. Her book sounds really cool, so I'm going to be reading and reviewing that as well. It's like, I think it's kind of like a scientific cyberpunky thing that's got some like thriller elements. I don't know much about it, but I remember seeing Lauren's review video and thinking it sounded really cool, and I know she loved it, so I am planning on getting to that this month as well in the ebook format. So altogether, that is 11 books that I'm definitely planning on reading this month. Lately, I have been reading quite a bit more than that, so I do have another stack of books that I am hoping to get to. Like I said, I doubt I will get to all of these, but I will probably pick up some of them. So just to get an idea of kind of like what's on my radar of things that I'm hoping to get to soon. I have 2 books out from the library that I would like to read. I have A Hope Divided by Alyssa Cole. This is book 2 in the series. A couple months ago I read An Extraordinary Union, their adult romance novels set during the Civil War, and book 1 was amazing. I really, really loved it. So I have book 2 out from the library and I'm hoping to get to that. And then the other one I have is something that I think Bree, what is her channel name? I can't think of it right now, but I'll link it down below. But I think she read this and really liked it, if I'm remembering correctly, and it just sounded intriguing to me. So I have The Cutting Season by Attica Locke. And this, I think, is kind of an adult thriller novel, but it's set in Louisiana and it deals with racism, which, yeah, or like a mystery. I don't know, it just sounds really cool. So I am also hoping to get to that. I have that one out from the library. And then other things that I would like to read. I have The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. This is a YA fantasy novel, the beginning of a new series, and I've heard a lot of people say that they loved it, so I do want to get to that. This is one that I can't believe I've had for so long and haven't read, especially with how much people rave about it, but I have My Lady Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. I love Jodi Meadows, and I've heard that these books are hilarious, and book 2 in the series is coming out this summer, so I do want to read this one. I have a couple that showed up in my recent book haul. I have The Queens of Fenburn by Kendar Blake, and this is 2 novellas in the same world as Three Dark Crowns, and I would like to get to this, and this is pretty short. I mean, it's like a couple hundred pages, so I should be able to get through that pretty quickly. That won't take me long. I also want to read The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. This is the sequel to Carve the Mark and it's the conclusion of the duology. I have Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. This is Anastasia in Space, which sounds awesome. I loved Geekerella. I've heard more mixed reviews about this, but I don't know, I really want to give it a try because it sounds cool and I just like her voice. I think she's really funny. Then I have 2 books that I'm super excited about. If you, I don't know if it may not be up yet, but I have 2 books that came in my book outlet order that I want to get to this month. So I have Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire. I read Every Heart a Doorway in April and loved it so much. So now I need to collect the series and finish it. So I have this one, and these also are super short. Every Heart a Doorway did not take me long at all to read, so that won't take me long. And then this one is also really short. I have Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This thing is tiny, you guys. It's like, how long is this even? It's like 90, it's not even 100 pages, so I definitely think I'll get to that this month, but I would like to read it sooner than later. And then finally, there's a book that like has been intriguing to me and it's been sitting on my shelf since last summer, so I want to get to this. And part of it is because I have been thinking that starting this summer I'm going to do some book haul revisits, which I've seen other people do and I think they're really cool and an interesting way to remember, like, okay, what did I buy, what happened with all of those books. And this, I think, was in my very first book haul that I did last July and I still haven't gotten to it, but it sounds cool. It's Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. And this is like some kind of a YA contemporary thriller, I think, and it sounds definitely up my alley. I don't know why I keep putting it off, so I am officially putting this on my TBR because I want to actually get to it. So there you go. Those are all of the things on my TBR. If I read all of them, it would be a... how many books would that be? It would be like 21 books, which isn't unheard of for me. I mean, if I didn't pick up anything else, I probably could read all of these, especially since, like, Binti is tiny, Down Among the Sticks and Bones is tiny, Queens of Fenburn is tiny. So, like, those, I mean, I could read all 3 of those in a day, probably, so... yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how much I get through. Talk to me in the comments down below and let me know if you guys have read any of these, any of your thoughts, if you're interested in doing any buddy reads. I love buddy reading stuff because it gets me to actually read all the things I say I'm going to read because it keeps me accountable, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, talk to me, tell me what you guys are reading. I always love chatting with you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.